With the 2025 Black College Invitational Championship right around the corner, the teams that have been invited for the first annual, as far as the D2 level, have been announced. And let's get into this. I think this is a good field. It'll be interesting if all these schools actually show up. But so far, what we see Morehouse invited. This is the men's side. We see Morehouse versus Johnson C. Smith in a matchup that would happen if they all confirm. And then we see Clark Atlanta versus Claflin. Then on the women's side, we see Allen University versus Virginia Union if they accept. And then we see Clark Atlanta again versus Livingstone if they accept. This is very interesting, and these are some good teams. I know, these matchups, you first had to see the Division II bracket, and we know that 3 men's teams got in with Bluefield State, Virginia State, and Fayetteville State. So we understand them opting to go to the D2 tournament. But, hey, we were still left with Johnson C. Smith, who had a solid season, Claflin, who had a good season. Honestly, I was hoping we could see maybe a Bowie State invite, as we had a good season and we're, a few points away from this, the quarterfinals. But, hey, it is what it is. Then on the women's side, we know we got 2 teams winning from the women's side. It was Fayetteville State and I believe Virginia State. It's interesting, once again, the 2 teams that they picked. I know Union had a long run in the CIAA tournament, but I was also surprised that Bowie State wasn't picked as well over on this side, being as this team was right there with Virginia State and had an opportunity to advance to the championship game. But, hey, it is what it is. Looking at this bracket, it'll be interesting to see who confirms. And if one of these teams were to not confirm, it would be interesting to see who they would be replaced with. But a lot of teams make sense. Since this tournament is going to be in North Carolina, the fact that you have Johnson C. Smith and Claflin makes a whole lot of sense, as well as Livingstone. So a lot of these schools make sense in terms of proximity. The question is who's going to show up, and if they don't, who's going to be replacements. But either way, these are going to be some good games.